right when it finally looked like the Cowboys had an actual chance to get back in the playoff race, their defense went out and got embarrassed by the Broncos, letting up 44 points to a team that had been inconsistent, and Cowboy fans are yet again asking, Eberflus is still not fired? That's right, we're here. Part 1 of Matt Eberflus is still not fired as the Cowboys defensive coordinator. I actually think that Brian Schottenheimer's done a great job, considering he's mostly the offensive side of the football, and Jerry Jones doesn't really let you have control over the defensive coordinator or what they do. That's his job. So we're going straight to the source. I mean, we can't go Jerry, so we're going to the other source. Eberflus. He's been terrible. Now, defensively, I know the Cowboys were missing Trayvon Diggs. I know they were missing both safeties. But come on, man. 44 points to a Broncos team that just a few weeks ago against the Jets had 11. That has looked now they did have 33 in that last quarter against the Giants, but they had 0 before that. Who has just looked not good at times. They had 18 against my Birds, but they came from behind. We've known Bo Nix has been clutch all season. The question is for the Broncos, why had they not run a better offense? Why couldn't they get more good plays? Why weren't they more consistent? You just let them do whatever they wanted, and that was ridiculous. I mean, stuff is just wide open. It's almost hard to even. I don't know. I mean, are the players this bad? Right? I know they were going at 25 a lot on the outside, but I mean, Bo Nix was out there, 250 yards, 4 touchdowns. He even threw a pick. He gave you a pick. It was a great pick. He just threw it way behind the guy, and that's why the Cowboy player was able to pick it off. They are a top flight rushing team, and they ran the ball 179 on you, 2 touchdowns. The issue is they can't stop anything, the Cowboys. They're 30th, right, in points allowed per game, allowing 30 per game. And I think after the Ravens looked better and Miami looked better, they're probably back to 32nd at this point. That was yikes, man. I mean, stuff is just wide open. I don't even know what to say about this defense because it's that bad. It's like sometimes I can pinpoint, all right, well, run defense is really bad, or the pass. It's everything. It's every part of this defense schematically is just broken. And albeit I pay more attention to offensive formation, scheme, stuff like that than defense. So I don't know what exactly they're doing out there, but stuff's just open every play. It seems like every play or every time you get down the field, if you get anywhere near the 40, you're scoring a touchdown because they're just going to give you an easy pass for one. I mean, Bo just had he was making good throws, but I mean, my God, they're wide open in the end zone with no pressure. This game, no sacks for the Cowboys. Now, they were playing an offensive line in the Broncos that is top 3 in the league in allowing sacks. They only allow, I think, 1 per game. Very good. And obviously, you don't have Micah Parsons. But they're so bad, it almost makes me think, all right, I was laughing at Jerry for making the move. Maybe at a point. Because, if I don't think Micah Parsons is fixing all of this. Whether that is the players, whether that is the scheme. But I don't think Eberflus is going to be here next year. Well, he might be. Jerry doesn't like paying money for multiple coordinators. He likes when he picks a guy and he wants to see them succeed. And he almost has a theory where if they fail, now I definitely want to see you succeed to prove that I picked the right guy. So Eberflus might get another season. So we might have about 15 more parts of this exact commentary. But for a Broncos team that couldn't do anything most of the time, everything was open. Everything was easy. Everything was just exactly what they wanted to do. They wanted to run the ball a little bit. They want to throw the ball a lot with Bo Nix. They really like him. Sean Payton does. And he wants to throw it downfield, but Bo Nix is really good at the intermediate, middle stuff. And they were just able to do everything. Screens, everything. Every single thing they wanted to call worked. except for that interception. And that's defensively, this is not going to get the job done. Now, for their offense, I actually think, I know a lot of people laughing at Dak. He had 2 picks. I think the one, he's down 20, whatever. But I just think the whole time, it's a tough situation because you're playing the Broncos defense, who was second in league in points. They're first in sacks by a wide margin, getting 5 a game. And Dak, for the entire game, was just running for his life. He missed some passes. He wasn't as good as he normally is, right? Like 188's not getting the job done. He wasn't good. He was bad. But, and this is rare, I just think if your defense is going to get no stops and you're playing a team that, like, is going to generate pressure like that. He only got sacked 2 times, but he was getting hit. He's just trying to sprint out. He actually ran it a couple times. Pretty fast. He ran it 6 times for 31 yards. He was getting out of there and actually making some plays. And that's why I think younger Dak, to me, was more dangerous than this version. He was a much better running threat. You remember him in the playoff game against the Rams, kind of single-handedly toting to get them that win. But like he almost had no chance out there. Now, he missed some plays. The 2 picks were really bad, again, but if you're playing a top 5 defense and you have no defense yourself and it's 30-17, like in the third quarter, it's like, all right, how many points do you expect this guy to get on the Broncos? And it's just, I don't even really know what to say. Now, as an Eagles fan, am I happy about this? Of course. I'm happy that they got smoked out and stomped. But, like, I can't even really give analysis. We know what they are. There's no team as clear as the Cowboys because this is what Jerry has created. You want the best offense, a high-flying offense, even if I don't think they're the best. They are the most explosive. Like, they can just go off on you if they have protection and they're able to get to CeeDee Lamb and Pickens. And Javonte Williams is really good as well as a running back. And they have the worst defense. They have no talent on that end. They have Bland, but he got hurt. They have no D-line, no linebackers, no real star safeties. They, again, have Bland and Diggs. And Bland and Diggs get cooked from time to time. So, I don't even, like, they got smoked because they were playing a good team on the road. I think it's going to get worse when the games start getting colder. And then, even though I think Javonte Williams might be good enough to kind of offset this, but I don't think Dak is not very good in cold weather and wind. He's a dome quarterback, so it makes sense. He's played football in the South in Mississippi State, so he's just not acclimated to it. And in cold weather, he's not very good. So I think that they had their little moment. I think they had a chance to definitely make a run. I just think they're going to be too far behind all these other NFC teams. Well, let me look, actually. They're 3-4-1, I believe. So maybe I'm overstating it a little bit, but it just feels, and I made one a couple of weeks ago where I kind of just said most things I'm saying. Their defense is just too bad. They're like, I can't even give you a breakdown because everything's open. What am I supposed to say? They just suck on defense. The scheme is bad. They can't stop the run. They have no impact players. They don't have anything. So even though offensively they can be as high flying and scoring as they want, if a team gets like a couple stops on them, you feel like the game is almost over. Like when the Bears slowed them down and they held them to 14, but when CD went out, you're like, gosh, and they couldn't adjust, like, oh, it's over. Even the Panthers game was like, oh man, they got the ball back with 6 minutes to go and they just couldn't stop them going down the field. Right now, Cowboys 3-4-1. You're behind, obviously. I don't think these are teams I don't think you're catching in the wild card. I don't think you're catching in the division, right? With the Eagles at 6-2, and a win over you. Go Birds. I don't think you're catching the Lions. I don't think you're catching the Seahawks, Rams. Ugh, right? Seahawks, Rams are both divisions, so I don't think you're catching whoever doesn't win that one. I'm not sure if you're catching the 49ers. You kind of are fortunate. I doubt you're catching 49ers. You're really fortunate about this tie. They really are, because with that loss, you have a semi-opportunity to now kind of, in a backwards way, get in better position than you should be. They already lost to the Bears and Panthers. The Bears are 4-3. The Panthers are 4-4. However, because of that tie, it can work both ways. But if you end up with less losses, like say the Panthers end up 9-8, and the Cowboys end up 9-7-1, the tiebreaker has nothing to do with it because technically you have less losses than them. So that would be their ideal situation to kind of get into that spot. However, even to get that, they would still have to jump. Even if you do that over the Bears and Panthers, you still have to jump the Rams, 49ers, and Lions. And I just don't think their defense can put together, I don't know. I want to say games. I don't know. Enough plays? Enough possessions? Games is too long. They can't put together games. Monday night, though, coming up, you get the Cardinals. That's a toss-up, man. They're at home. The Cardinals' defense fights. I like Brissett. I don't know who's playing. If Kyler's playing, might just take the Cowboys because he runs an inefficient offense. But you got the Cardinals, then you got the Raiders coming up. That's a win, at least against the Raiders. All right, you're beating them, and that's after a bye. So you get Cardinals and a bye, then Raiders. And then, I mean, come on. Eagles, Chiefs, Lions. Now, if you survive that at all, good chance down the stretch. Even though the Chargers are good, you get Vikings, Chargers, Commanders, Giants, right? We don't know where Jaden's going to be. You already smoked the Commanders, showing you can kind of light them up, even though that game will be outside and cold. Giants, their season, Daboll might be fired by that point. But even the Giants scored 37 on them without Dart. It's just the defense is just too bad to see them withstanding anything. Now, am I happy? Because, again, no more Dak MVP. You can't win MVP, dude, if your team isn't winning. I know you guys don't like to say. I know you guys say the QBs aren't a win stat, but MVP is, and that's a win stat. You got to get some wins for that. So I actually think in his effort to make an entertaining team, he kind of made one of the more obvious teams in the league. Like, it was obvious they were going to beat the Commanders because the Commanders had no weapons and they couldn't stand up with them. It was obvious they were going to lose to the Broncos. The Broncos have a defense, and their offense was mid. If you have a mid offense, now I didn't think they were going to score 44. If you have a mid offense, you can light this Cowboys team. We saw Russell Wilson with 37. You can light this Cowboys team up. Caleb Williams had, I think, a season high 30 with 31 points. He looked like he was actually good. And he's looked like a disaster since. So, I don't really know what else to say about it. I mean, Eberflus, when are they firing him? That's the biggest question for me and the Cowboys going forward. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please watch some of the other videos on the site. I've created a playlist with each and every football team, and every week we will be going over those games. I'm really loving this, enjoying it, and hoping you guys are as well. Of course, like, subscribe, and if anyone wants to sponsor, we're looking for Lumia Sports Productions is looking for sponsors. Shout us out. We will shout you out during the video. Thank you guys again for watching. Have a great day. Enjoy.